Yes, I'm Digi-Dude!
I'm Billiam, and we are the Digi-Dudes! And we have a super awesome episode this week! We are so hyped about this. This is something that I've had in the works since they announced the Pendulum colors. This is my very own custom Pendulum color. We have a custom shell on it. We're going to have custom sprites. This is going to be amazing. I am so excited about this. I already have the device itself ready and modded. Now I just need to put the custom shell on it with you guys. And we're going to have our device and reveal it at the end. So the sprites were done by somebody named Soma on Discord. I posted that I was looking for artists and things because I'm going to be working on it, and then they hit me up. I checked out their work. They looked amazing. Phenomenal sprite works. Highly recommend them. They're going to be credited down in the Discord. I'm not Discord, down in the description there. And then my friend Tokiitchi, I believe I'm pronouncing their name right because I've never spoken to them in person, only through Instagram. But they're the ones who did the programming for me. So Soma created all the sprite works for me. And then Tokiitchi, I gave them the device. They programmed it and got it back to me here. And then I got a shell from Jawa's Junkyard. And we're ready to go now. This is my dream device. All of these Digimon on this device are either sentimental to me or I think are just the coolest designs in the world. I'm so excited about this and I can't wait to reveal it to Digi-Dude because Digi-Dude has seen nothing about this. I've been keeping it all hush-hush from him so we can get a really cool and good response out of him.
Yeah, it's real suspicious. Oh, imposter!
This is definitely the most expensive device I own at this point. It used to be my boxed Pendulum X here.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Cool.
It used to be that device. And then now, between buying the device, paying for custom sprites, and the custom shell, this was not sponsored in any way by Jawa's Junkyard. I bought it myself. This has hands down become the most expensive device I own. So I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to show you guys. Make sure you blast that like button.
And touch the video and subscribe button down below.
It helps us out a ton. Always make sure you guys keep up with us on all of our socials too, because we're always doing tons of fun on everything. Alright, so Digi-Dude, why don't you run an intro for us and we'll get right into this.
Okay. Wingardium Leviosa.
Hey dudes, so for the actual modding part, I'm going to do it without Digi-Dude, because it's a little boring for him, with me just sitting here talking to you guys and doing the actual modding, and when I'm done, I'll be back with Digi-Dude to show him the final reveal of the device, all set and ready to go. Let's just go over some of the supplies real quick that we're going to need. I've got lifter tools, because that speaker is going to be glued into the back of the shell on this device. So we're going to need something to pry that up gently. I've got cutting tools because, again, the speaker isn't just glued. There's a little bit of melted plastic over it too, holding it down. So we're going to be cutting out that plastic, removing the speaker gently, and then putting it into the new shell. I've got glue to glue the speaker back down. I've got my shell. I've got my devices. I've got my screwdriver kit here. We're all set to go. If you're curious about the mat you see here, it's because I find using a play mat to work on a lot easier, because if you drop a screw or something like that, it just cuts down on a lot of bouncing and rolling, and it makes it really easy so you don't lose your screws if you work over top of like a play mat surface. All right, now we got all the supplies. I went over everything with you guys. Let's get right down into it. This is the shell. I got it from Jawa's Junkyard. Not sponsored or anything. I paid for this myself. So let's open it up, take a good look at it first, and then we'll be doing the swap with this device right here. which has already been modded with a custom roster on it. So now all I have to do is do the shell swap and we're ready to go. So let's open this up. There we go. Open it up. That shell looks so nice. It's packaged really well too. So I meant to show the sides of the box first before I opened it, but here we go. It looks like they're just reusing the same box from their 20th shell and their DMX shell, which is the same size, same fit. They don't have like a pendulum specific shell yet, but let's actually take the shell out. This is the first time I've done it. This thing feels really nice. You hear the pendulum in there. Let's compare. They're about the same like loudness, but you can definitely tell it sounds different between the two. And then I also got an additional frame for it because I wanted to go, we're going to go black on black here, and then I'm going to take the black buttons from this device, so we're going to be real sleek. Okay. So the first thing they tell you with this is use all of the screws that it comes with. Do not use any of the screws from the original device. So we'll start with opening this one up. Actually, let's start with opening this one up. And then at the same time, I'll show you guys how to swap the frames out on these while I have it open and we're doing it. I'm a little nervous doing this because I have never taken apart the pendulum color. I have watched other videos on it. I've talked to friends that have done it, but I have not taken one apart yet. So I am slightly nervous doing it for the first time. But just like doing all the devices I've done before, after a while, I've done it enough or I'm not nervous anymore. Like, you give me a regular pendulum, I will break that thing down, take it all apart, fix it for you, and put it all back together again in no time. Alright, so we got the screws out of the frame. Let's gently rock this thing open because we have the speaker on the back side there. And now we have the inside of the device. We're going to want to keep the chain because we're going to reuse that. And now some people just keep the chains off because they don't like having chains on their devices because it can scratch them and stuff, but I like them. I like to keep things original for the most part. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the speaker here. You can do this in any order you want, but that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then we'll unscrew the board, take all that out, and check everything out there. So you do whatever works best for you, whatever you feel the most comfortable with, because these wires are very thin. You don't want to have to resolder them back on. But I've got a pair of nippers here from all my gun plugs, and I'm going to just snip the plastic housings off is what I'm going to do. You can also use an X-Acto knife. I have one just in case. But this seems to be working just fine. There we go. Got all of them off. Turn the whole device, because again, those wires, don't want to break them in any way. Did I get all of the spots? Let's pull the wire back here and just check. Yeah, I don't think there's any more pieces that are going to be in the way. Now, I have a set of lifters here that are specifically made to be lifting computer parts and things to try to get the speaker out. Use whatever works best for you, but be gentle from what I've been told, because the speaker itself is still glued in also. Now, this part may take a sec, so I'll get back when I get the speaker out. My speaker was really in there, and I'm not going to be reusing this shell for any devices or anything like that, so I really went in there and cut and hollowed out around the edge in order to get underneath the speaker to get it up. So keep that in mind if you are doing this for yourself and you're going to plan on reusing these shells for something else or whatever. Keep that in mind because it is a little difficult. Mine seem to be more difficult than other ones that I've seen online and people have told me about. But yeah, this is the actual pendulum in the device that does all the shaking in there because it doesn't actually use the pendulum for anything. This is just to make noise for nostalgia and everything because it just uses an accelerometer inside here is how it works. Okay, so now the next step in order to get this thing apart is we're going to just pop off the little rubber piece here that covers the USB port, and then we need to lift up the battery. Mine came up insanely easy. So everyone else I've talked about, they said you need to lift it up gently, wiggle it and everything a little bit in order to get that up, because the double-sided tape here can be really sticky. But mine came up really easily. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this screw right here and this screw right there, and then the board is going to come right out. So let's do that. We just want to move the battery off to the side a little bit because we want to be able to re-stick it down again after we put the shell into the board into the new shell. Just screws off to the side because it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be reusing them. Okay. So we got the 2 screws out, which is a lot less screws in general than a normal Digimon device. Because normally you have 4 screws in there. Gently, just kind of wiggle it out. And then we're going to remove this piece here. The USB-C cover just came off also on its own. And now we've got the board, the screen completely removed. Now our last couple of steps is going to be popping out the buttons. And we need to take out this plastic frame because that we need to use also, like the little screen protector plastic thing there. Alright, we've officially broke down our pendulum color. Now we can start putting it in the new shell. Grab my screwdriver. This shell feels so nice in my hand. This is going to be so awesome having this mod done. I am so excited about this. I haven't even shown Digi-Dude the shell at all yet. So he's going to be hyped as heck when we see it. And like I already said before, this is my personal roster, not like a Digi-Dudes one or a Digi-Dude one. This is my personal device and roster here of all my favorite Digimon. And obviously there's some overlaps that Digi-Dude's going to like a lot. But I'm excited to show him this. Alright, so it came off in the 2 pieces, like we've seen. And then the top piece here. So I just grabbed the alcohol wipe, which is just a lens wipe, nothing fancy. And I'm just going to use that to clean the inside of the screen because there's nothing that would drive me more crazy than if I left fingerprints on the inside that I could not clean. Okay, so now it's time to slide this part onto the top of our device and have our little prongs go through. And now just line everything up. Line it all up as we get it in the shell. Okay, so it looks like I've got it all lined up, and we'll start tightening our screws in. So we've got the board in now. We're just going to take the battery and just stick it back down. And then from here, we're going to take the other half of the shell and we're going to glue the speaker in. Yeah, okay. Just some people don't like to use crazy glue because of the exact reason of what just happened to me. I just glued my finger to the speaker a little bit, came right up, but now our speaker seems to be in. I'm just going to put a little bit more. There we go. Now that the speaker has been glued in, we're going to put the chain on. And I'm just going to let it sit and dry for just a couple of minutes, just to make sure that that glue is good before I shut it, because I don't want to accidentally get glue on anything else it's not supposed to. Now let's close this bad boy up. Oh no, I dropped the pendulum out of it. No big deal. Just slides back in. Make sure I have it in the correct way, because I don't really remember how it was a second ago, but this seems to look like the right way. Yeah, doesn't really seem like it would go any other way. Oh, pretty much the right way. This is how it goes. Okay. There we go. Okay. This time, I'll hold on to the pendulum a little bit. As okay. Word of advice. Start with the other side, it seems like. Seems like putting it in from this direction, closing it this way at first, is the best way. So what I'll do is I'll just put this chain here like this, close this like this, flip it to try not to give away the final reveal until I get those screws in. I do really like the black screws on the black shell, so even if you do look at it from the back, you're not gonna be like a silver screw just sticking out there. Okay, so one thing I do want to mention that you guys probably noticed already is there is no USB cover here, which is fine for me. I don't have an issue with that. I did see that Humulos bought like little USB covers off of Amazon that just kind of fit right in there that they were using. I might try to see if I could pick up some black ones to put in there and check that out. But again, it doesn't bother me. But now let's check out our final reveal. Look at that. Oh, let's just see if that is on the outside, because that would drive me crazy if I had to take it apart again. Oh, good. The fingerprint is on the outside of the screen and not the inside. Okay. You dudes ready for this? Let's power up and make sure I did it right. Look at that! And it seems like we even have sound. Didn't screw up the speaker. There we go. All the buttons seem to be working fine. Screen's working fine. I am going to throw this dude in storage right now, because we are going to be back with this with Digi-Dude. Alright, dudes. So, I finished it, as you guys just saw. I am so happy with the way it turned out. Digi-Dude has not seen it yet. I've got him with his eyes closed here, so we can do the final reveal and show everyone the custom Digi-Dudes Pendulum color here. Alright, here we go. What do you think, Digi-Dude?
Whoa!
Let's start it up. Look at that!
Oh my gosh!
This looks so amazing. This will be our first good look all together here of it. This thing is so cool.
That's awesome!
We'll start it up again. There we go. Alright, so...
Is that a refrigerated pet?
Yeah, because I started it to test it and make sure it worked.
Oh, okay.
Now, here we go. Take him out of the cooler.
It's a little ghost.
I got Mukumon.
It's a little Mukuma.
Here. This thing is so amazing. It feels so good in my hands. Let's just throw him back in the storage for now.
Wait, what?
Because
Why do they put them in a freezer?
I'm not sure why Digimon actually does the freezer. I think it's just to be fun and quirky Digimon stuff. I want to let you guys hear the device, so quiet for a sec, Digi-Dude. That is not a bad shake. I do have, what Digi-Dude has found here, the other frame still, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I am going to hold on to it.
Put on the gold. Put it on.
And, Digi-Dude, do you want to feel this thing? It's got weight to it now.
Oh, yeah.
This metal case is so nice.
So cool.
I do also have all of the parts from the original one. I'm probably going to do some type of like diorama craft project with it, because that just sounds like fun to me. Now that I've finished the device, I showed it to Digi-Dude, I'm super stoked about this. Let's talk real quick about the actual modding process here. Overall, it was fairly simple. It wasn't that bad at all. My biggest issue and time-consuming part was removing the speaker from the original shell. Mine seemed to have a lot of glue in it compared to other people I've talked to and a couple of videos I've watched on it. So I think that's where my issue really came down to, is my speaker was glued in really heavily there. And then I cut out around the shell, around the speaker a lot in order to get underneath it to lift it easier. But if you're trying to reuse these shells and save them, you might run into some issues there. My other issue that I ran into was putting it back together when I was putting the board in. The screws that it came with weren't going in the holes very easily into the metal shell. They went through the board no problem, but it was into the threading holes there that I ran into some issues. I don't know if the holes weren't threaded well or what it actually was, but I ran into a lot of resistance when I was trying to put those screws in. And whenever I work on any devices, I always tell you guys too, you never have to force anything in whenever you're modding or repairing one of your devices. Everything should go in smoothly and just go to snug. But these ones, I had to put in some real force in order to get those screws in properly. And they still weren't 100% flush with the board when I was done. But everything is in super tight. And I didn't want to try to force it anymore because it felt like I might damage the board. But those are my only real issues or time-consuming parts that I ran into. In total, it took me 30 minutes to do the swap from start to finish. And if I wasn't recording it and going step by step with you guys, it would take a lot less time. So I'd say probably around like 20 minutes. It probably would have taken me 20 minutes to do it if I wasn't trying to go step by step and like awkward positions while working, trying to avoid the camera and stuff like that. But overall, it was not a bad job. Oh, and as you guys saw there, my double-sided tape came up really easily. A lot of people told me they kind of have to work at it a bit and trying to struggle with it a little bit because you want to save that double-sided tape. And I had no problems with it. Mine came right up and then stuck right back down. No issues. So that might cause you a little bit of time when you're doing it. Overall, this was a very simple mod. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, when I started it, I was really nervous because it's the first time I ever did a Pendulum color mod. But it was pretty easy, just popping it in and out like that. It was not as nerve-wracking as I made it out to be to myself. This was pretty simple and straightforward, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So what do you think, Debbie? Do you think it's really cool?
Yeah.
Are you excited to start running it?
Yeah.
Because I am. I am so stoked about this.
My mask is popping off.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, the mask is breaking.
It is?
Yeah, the back, this glue came off on the side here.
No!
Just hold the mask on by the bottom for now. There you go. Looking real sinister-like. If you guys are as stoked about this mod as I am, if you guys want to see more content on this mod, make sure you giggle blast that like button down there. If we get over 100 likes on this video, we are immediately going to post our next video being the playthrough of this one. If not, you guys are going to have to wait a little bit for that, for other videos we've already recorded to be posted. But if we get over 100 likes on it, we'll do the update on this one immediately and not make you guys wait. That sound like fun, Debbie Dude?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to see the roster on this. Like we said, there's custom Digimon, custom sprites.
A little bit more.
No, a little more? What's the number, Debbie Dude?
600.
600 likes? Let's see what we can do about that, dudes. Okay, so like I said, custom sprites on here. Digimon that have never been on a device at all before. If you guys want to see the roster, I'll have it right here for you. This is the Digi-Dudes roster here. If you guys, like I said, to see the actual sprites, we got to start playing the device and get into that. If you guys want to help support the channel, make sure you go hit that join button right there below the screen on YouTube and become a YouTube member. It's one of the best ways to help support the channel. We also have a Patreon with a link down in the description there. There'll also be links to all the different artists and people that helped me make this device, because this isn't something I did on my own. I had a lot of help with this between a pixel artist that I hired, between Tokiitchi doing the actual programming for me, and also people helping me, talking to me about where I can get a shell from and stuff. And then, like I said, I bought this from Jawa's Junkyard. Altogether, this device cost me $350. Between paying for the device and shipping, yeah, it is. Between paying for the device and shipping, paying for custom sprites, paying for the shell, and on top of that, the additional frame, because black shell only comes with this green frame, so I had to pay more to get the black frame that I wanted. This thing cost me $350. So I really want to show it off to you guys. Really want to show you what you can do with it. All the fun little custom things I have in here. And I'm excited about it. This is my ultimate Pendulum. Something that I've been wanting ever since, honestly, ever since they announced the DM colors, because I knew once the DM colors were successful, then the Pendulum colors were coming next, and this is my plan. I'm a Pendulum fanboy. Always have been, always will be. DMs are awesome devices, but if I'm going to make my own personal device, it's going to be a Pendulum, and I'm so excited about this. Alright, dudes, we're going to end it here with this mod, and then we'll be back another time with the actual playthrough on this. I'm super excited about it.
Hey guys, guess the character. Guess the anime character.
Let us know down in the comments while you're down there. Let me know what you think of the mod. We were so excited about doing the mod and getting the device going that we completely forgot to end the episode. So, as always, from me, my family, to you, have a Digitastic day!
Oh yeah.